Hello there, Site42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation community. And welcome to another Fanart Friday, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director and Head Containment Specialist here at Site42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I've been doing for the last 8.5 months, the daily streak remains strong. I am here to open my office doors to you for a short time today to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who get really peeved off about the whole containment thing, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom, we are here for approximately the next hour to answer your burning queries. Now, before I begin, a little bit of housekeeping. First of all, Dr. Valket, congratulations on being our #1 most punctual member of the Containment Hazard Assessment Team of the day. Congratulations on being first. Meanwhile, Nikki Knackle, Marker, B. Librarian, Light Steve, Star the Comet, Lilo Kitten, Orange Cloud, Woscom, Captain Evil Greasy John, Amber, Titanborn, Chesta Factory, Legendary Doge, Silent Follower, Rose Hill. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being punctual to today's meeting of the Containment Hazard Assessment Team, and thank you for being members of Site42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, let's say Captain William, Owners, Liam, Betox, and Dr. Singer. Congratulations on being punctual, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. For those of you who are asking about Puppy of Interest 42, otherwise known as Little Lady, right now we are still in possession of said puppy. The proper owners of the lost pup have not turned up on any of the apps we've been searching on. We are still trying to do our best to return this puppy to their home, but we need to get word from the owners. So we're still putting it out there. We hope we can deliver this lost puppy lost on Christmas Eve. The most tragic thing I can possibly think of, a puppy lost on Christmas Eve. We hope that family finds us. Now, today is the last Fanart Friday of the year. 2025 is wrapping up. We're going to have a lot of last of the years this coming week, so prepare yourself. The last as a concept has an ability to hit you right here. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, hanging out with loved ones, and having the best time you can, because it's a dour world and we need what positivity we can where we can get it. So I will get to the donations. I will get to the general Q&A after I finish the last Fanart Friday of the year. So, let's get it started, everyone. Our first art email comes from artist Froggy0. Froggy0 has sent for us an SCP-049 design sketch. I like that you use red and blue because I can imagine that it would work with 3D glasses. I find that comical. Clothing is confusing, but we ball. Yes, many have thought this. 049 down here did kill Dr. Ham. You were correct the first time. Lots of little references here. But it also has a very jump scare Jesus Christ. Specifically Uber driver Jesus, SCP-029-J, to get me out of here. And then, yeah, you can be pretty with your lavender, but I still think you're a dick. But Froggy Zero, good portrayal of 049. Good work. Moving on. All right, it looks like Asmara Khan has sent us Dr. Sherman in anime. I like the way that you made the hair shiny with the colors. I think that's a nice way to make that art style happen. So this is a pretty good anime Dr. Sherman. I dig it. Looks gently happy. Isn't that nice? In a world where I can be slightly happy and not all the time dealing with all the things. Intern Mods, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. And Asmara Khan, thank you for your art. Next up. All right, I believe this is from Rosa, artist Rosa. First, we have context for the first one is that English isn't my first language, so the first time I saw researcher Burns, I pronounced it Barnes, and now I hate him too much to change it. I mean, that's fair. And so, my something, ha ha ha. My plan's working, ha ha ha. Researcher Burns, aka Dr. Barnes. So is he a jackass? Is Dr. Burns a literal jackass? Because that's fantastic. And me over here, no one forgot what you did. Oh, I like that angle. Bwah. Very nice. Oh, wait, there was one more thing in here. While we all were very happy that Dr. Burns got called a jackass, there was also anomalies, gotta catch 'em all. They are very little and cute. I wish the anomalies we actually contained were this little and cute and not murdering us. That would be very friendly of them. But alas, we do not live in these glorific futures where the anomalies are small and cute and easy to contain, or the universe where I get to smile gently in a life that is not full of horrors. But you know what? We're doing okay. One step at a time. That reminds me, I forgot to do something in the housekeeping. Real quick. Description. Thumbnail by Mystery Spoilers. Okay, where was I? Yes, Fan Art Friday continues. Good work, Rosa. Moving on to Dr. Singer. Dr. Singer has some art for us today. While that loads, I'll just pull off the camera here and we can... Son of a bitch! This. At least it's doing what it needed to do. It doesn't mean I have to like that thing. But SCP-4521 is screaming. We even dressed it up in its best for the occasion. And if that tree is screaming, I can only be 87.5% as mad at that thing as I typically am. Good job, Dr. Singer. recording into the annals of history the event in which the tree screamed. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Good work. Good work, Dr. Singer. Next up, Kyla. Kyla has sent to us this Dr. Sherman pony. Now, while I am not a brony in any sense of the word, I cannot deny this is a fantastic drawing with great use of color, and I think that nails my handsome and steely gaze quite well. I feel like if I were to be encompassed in a pony, this would be the very handsome one. That is correct. Also, 999 is wonderful with its little gumdrop hit. And please remember, everyone, I will get to the donations as soon as we're done with the fan art. I'm making my way to the end, so don't think I'm going to miss you. Next up is a cat. Cat has sent to us some fan art. And, Cat, you went through the effort of Creative Commons and releasing your fan art in the email. That is a level of detail-oriented that I can only approve of as a member of the SCP Foundation. Your adherence to protocol, top-notch. Good work. All of the proper Creative Commons releases. Look, they're all there. They're all there. That's beautiful. I love it. Just as much as the art. Dr. Evil Greasy John, it's Cat with a C. Now this is Dr. Wondertainment and Mr. Red as Santa and his elf. Merry Christmas, son. Please don't hurt me. I am so sorry. Looking good for some Christmas artwork. Hell yeah. And then Merry Christmas from Mary and Clef. Merry Clefmas. Good work, Cat. Very good work and very in the spirit of the holiday. Very timely. Next up, we have, I guess we are a fandom on the internet. And as such, it doesn't matter how much you are unrelated to My Little Pony. I guess if you are in an online fandom of any sort, the ponies are going to infect the place. Because Building Block has sent us a collection of My Little Ponified SCPs. Now that is a very creative design for SCP-173. Might I say. The pony here, for that's quality work. And then SCP-053 and SCP-682, who are famously friends, and that is clean. That is clean. SCP-096, poor, sad, shy pony. And finally, this is your OC. No, this is not your OC. This is Dr. Hessen. And oh my God, no! No, of course it's Dr. Hessen, the only one who can tolerate that thing! Sorry, I think someone else has a similar OC name. That's why I got confused. But no! Oh, God, no! Keep that thing away from me. And by God, this time I mean for Jesus, because I will just let SCP-5991 have that thing at this point. Thank you, Building Block. Next up, Intern Kurakin is our next artist, and oh my, I have mixed feelings about this piece of art. Because, on first glance, that is metal as hell. Your frickin' fashion designer arc is crushing it with the frickin' flames and the lightnings. And then, like, sheesh, that's hardcore. But then I see that's Dr. Gerald's outfit, which is thematically on point with the jumper cables and the fire and the tire treads and the ow. But I am still upset because Dr. Gerald threw a car at my head. And so I have mixed feelings about this. The art is spectacular, don't get me wrong. Doc, open the file. We have every single thing in the file on there. What do you mean open the file? The photo? That's what I opened the photo file. And I saw your text in there and it didn't mention any other files. What are you talking about, Intern Kudakin? Dr. Gerald's personnel file. You all really need to, if your art has homework, you really need to include it. I'm just saying. You need to think of this when you submit it. You're adding extra steps to the process. Dr. Gerald's personnel file is a bunch of text. Caught on fire, trampled several stories, shot, run over by vehicles, badly cut, given amnesia, dragged. There's no images on here. Unless you're talking about the SCPs Gerald wrote. The Random Door, Puzzle of Terror, Walter the Omnivorous Rabbit, and Interview C. Yeah, Dr. Gerald's personnel file doesn't have any photos or anything. So I'm not exactly sure. No, the things he went through. Ah, okay. Making him believe he was a duck, because he was mentally reconfigured. Okay. So yes, you do got a lot of Easter eggs in here. I see. Yes, new quasi-rule. If your art has homework, include it in the email. And references like this to save time, because Fan Art Fridays are usually very short due to the way work schedules go here at the Foundation. Hello, I am Dr. Evil Greasy John, and here is some art. Okay, Dr. Evil Greasy John, let's look at your art. SCP-173. The rebar looks like tree branches. That's very interesting. SCP-999 has a camera and nothing else. Definitely not SCP-420-J and the Blick Blick. No, that's just a camera. It's just a camera. And then someone's getting snapped by the tree, but there is no head there. I'd rather not insert a head there. And that is a very Radical Larry-looking SCP-096. It looks like 096 and 106, a little bit hybridized. But I like your sketchy art style, too, so good work. Dr. Captain Evil Greasy John. The John with many a nickname. Many a moniker. Next up, is our thumbnail maker of the day. RawrxCaution has brought to us some art. And first, we start with the thumbnail. And it's some SCP buttons. And the Site42 logo. And me at possibly my worst moments. Laying dead with a mobile task force. Or, hanging from a tree. Or just confused. You see, I would expect these things to be more of my more triumphant moments. I am known as the most triumphant and radically handsome of the SCP doctors. And so I would expect merchandise to be made of me, of my great achievements in SCP containment. But it seems you've chosen some very unwieldy, ungainly situations. So just let me, for the future, I want to see more W's and less L's, if I may. Just, future. I'm not judging. The buttons look great, but just in the future. In the future, the portrayal of my epicness is seeming a little low on that. So we need to bump that up again. Oh, and there's more here. It's not just buttons of, we'll skip that. No talk, Hiengi. Hey, don't call me out like that. I talk a lot when I'm angry. Everybody knows that. Everyone knows I talk a lot when I'm angry. POV, you finish reading SCP-8980. Well, you had a bad day. You had a bad day. You had a bad day, and you had a bad day. You had a bad day. You had a bad day. Had a bad day, and you had a bad day. Yeah, that's what happens when you read SCP-8980. For sure. Whew. Good work. Good work, RawrxCaution. Next up. By the user handle here, I'm going to, or by the email address name, I'm going to guess this is, B from another email. I see. Good. B librarian. Good to see you. And now, I present to you Murphy Law and Agent Frederick. Chain-smoking drunkard finds the taste of alcohol repugnant. Hell yes! Be librarian, my word! You could cut your knuckles on that jawline. Sheesh! Couple of handsome blokes there. Good work. Good work. Next up on our list is junior researcher Sally. And oh my gosh, you have like 6 things in here. You've been absent for a bit, but you've been busy, it seems. Okay, let's get junior researcher Sally on the pitcher's mound with Dr. Sherman discovered eating watermelon at 3 a.m. .jpeg. What? Why but okay. Decorate your own SCP-4521. World's okayest boss. See, this is that error again. This makes me seem like I am not at least taking an epic L, but it's mid. No, this is world's most best boss of all time. I can see how you made that mistake. Just in the future, clean it up next time. But yes, great idea for a template. I hope to see some wonderful SCP-4521s. You made SCP-2006 too spooky, and you've also made it so tiny. So tiny. Oh, wait. These are these emotes? Are these emote previews? Are we putting out emote previews of SCP-682 on a Fan Art Friday? Are you supposed to be revealing these? Dr. Spanko, are you cacking up? Oh my word. This is secret business. Dr. Chair is here. The Dr. Chair reveal. Oh my lord. You weren't supposed to see that. We're not done with the emotes yet. Oh my gosh. Wink. Junior Researcher Sally. As always, the applause. Moving on to Hazard. Hazard has gifted us the gift of art today. And this is a scenario called Dr. Clef annoyed Dr. Sherman. Or no, Dr. Sherman annoyed Dr. Clef, and Dr. Elias Shaw was just there. Shh, Germ, it's just a tree. I don't think I deserve this. See the tree smirking evilly? I was right. The tree is a malignant bastard. You let me go so I can make this tree scream again. Very nice, Hazard. And last but not least for today, we have Dr. Val Cat. I just got a preview of this, and I am terrified. Dr. Val, topics. If you've seen the live stream on Wednesday, you should know what's happening. Oh, now I know. Dr. Sherman, I don't draw you like BB No Money, and this is my proof. Dr. Sherman on the shelf, but I accidentally trapped a soul in him. I hate this. I'm horrified by that. Okay, Dr. Val, here we go. So, Dr. Kondraki has received an Aquafina water bottle dressed up as a Christmas tree. That's it. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. We're doing a Die Hard. As Kondraki rips off his typical green sweater to reveal a dirty tank top and a nerfing gun, modified nerfing gun. I'm going to make your dick so small that they'll fit in the Aquafina water bottle naturally. Prepare to get nerfed, bitch dicks. And then this is me hanging out with BB No Money to prove that I am not BB No Money. You see, I'm not BB No Money, nor am I drawn like BB No Money. We are different people, myself and BB No Money. Those are two very different people, for sure. And then, oh my God, the Sherman on a shelf is, in fact, there's a sadness in its eyes. I don't know how to deal with that. Horrifying. And yet so serene. My word. My word. What have you done? Whew. A shiver. Those Kondrakis though. I'm so glad we all survived the Kondraki incident of Christmas 2025. And that today is our Fan Art Friday, everyone. Congratulations to all of our wonderful artists who did fantastic work, especially on some of the more recent holiday shenanigans or just the holiday spirit. Fantastic. And now, Dr. Sherm, you donut, I'm Elias. Bruh, how dare ya? Oh, okay. You can see how I do that, though. I hear the word Elias all the time. I think it's Shaw. My bad, Hazard. Elias Hazard. But, well, if you were there then it's you I blame for not untying me, by the way. So way to out yourself. You could have let Sean take the blame, but instead, now it's on you. Aoki says, did I send the art to the right email? Well, if you sent it to site42artwalk@gmail.com, then yes. If you sent it to my business email, then no. My business email is not the same as the Fanart Friday email. Oh, wow. Aoki, this is not you, but seemingly, because you mentioned that, Aoki, I didn't see your art in the spam folder, but I did find Ophelia's art in the spam folder. And so I did find an extra fan art I didn't know about here because it went into spam. So I need to start checking that. And thank you for inspiring me to check it. All right, so let's get Ophelia here. Ophelia_unavailable is the user handle on TikTok for this artist. Ophelia unavailable. And we have the Gate Guardian. I don't want to prepare anywhere near that thing. That... And then we have... Hello, Dr. Shermanshire. Are you okay? What are you looking at? Why is Dr. Ham's grave being fronted on by 049? Well, I guess it's time for my revenge. Cat-made waifu. That plagued Dr. Birdbeak bitch. Get 'em. And then finally, this last thing is a video. You got a video here. I have to approve a video before I will put it on stream. I also have to listen to it and see what My computer really doesn't handle videos well. It is old, so it's sure trying to open this, but it's also sure not working. It's always a gamble if you send a video my way. RawrxCaution. Okay. You have done a speed paint processing of your angel. Man, did you have to make the Gate Guardian so muscly? I mean, those hip dimples are intense, man. You're going to make people frickin' thirst after the anomalies, and we're not supposed to do that. Like, you know we're not supposed to thirst after the anomalous entities. And so please do not start a thirst trap competition for the Gate Guardian of all things. Because then people will be like a frickin' moth to a light, and they will then get blipped like a moth to a fly electrocutor device, of which I can't remember the name of right now. What are those called? The buzzy, fly, attractor, lure, electrocutes them. Except now it's the Gate Guardian attracting Fly Zapper! Them zappy things, thank you, Fly Zapper. Intern Orion, Grady, Intern Grady. Congratulations on correctly getting the thing I couldn't think of the name of. Yes, a literal, you make them thirst after the Gate Guardian, and then they get fly zapped. So, be careful with that. You are wielding your power in a dangerous manner. Ophelia, unavailable. Now, Aoki, I still don't know if you sent me your name, your email, and I showed it, and maybe you just didn't see me show it during the stream. I don't know what email you sent. Give me 1 second to everyone asking about the email. For future Fan Art Fridays, if you want to submit, then you have to trying to find needle in a haystack. Here we go. Copy link, post link. All right. First of all, the link I just shared in the chat links to the rules for submitting to Fan Art Friday, and it has the Fan Art Friday email. Read the rules before you just email willy-nilly, because if your art breaks the rules, it won't be shown or mentioned. And so it goes into the shadow realm if it doesn't follow the rules. Secondarily, Aoki, I do not see an email in the art email at all from that name. There is no Peyton in this Art Walk email. So perhaps you sent it to the wrong email somehow, but it is not in the trash, it is not in the rule breaker folder, and it's not in the spam. So we'll have to try again next time, Aoki. But last thing, remember, if you want to submit to the Fan Art Friday, I just dropped the link in the chat. Use the link, read the rules, get the email, do good art. Saying this right now, I thought like doing the licensing was one of the actual rules for sending fan art. That's why I do it. So Dr. Silly, you're fine. No one has been that thorough. To make SCP art of any kind, you have to release that art via Creative Commons because you are remixing someone else's copyrighted work. And so then you have to release your work so people can do the same thing to your art that you did with someone else's art or story. It is assumed with art pieces of the SCP community that they're released Creative Commons because of this. But it is important to release it if you're doing something commercial. Because, you know, a lot of people make fan art and it's licensed materials, and they don't go through the trouble of doing the license every time they make art. But for the rules of Fan Art Friday, you have to follow the Creative Commons the same way all SCP art does. So you're in the right ballpark. And remember, all of you, everyone has different art styles and different practice levels and different exposures to different artistic inspirations. All art is valid, whether it is the Mona Lisa or a fun little doodle. As long as you are making good art, you can make some really good things, even with some what people call low quality. One of my favorite webcomics as a youth on the young internet was a webcomic called Bob and George, which was a sprite comic of Mega Man characters and a couple OCs doing silly business. And, you know, it was a sprite comic, so they weren't drawing their own work, but it was still pretty fun. So yeah, you can go for some, don't think you have to be the greatest artist in the world. You can make do with what you have and make some pretty good things while improving along the way. Okay, I need to get through these donos, or I won't get to them before the end of stream, which would not be good. We have 20 minutes left. The marathon begins. First check. Have to refresh the browser because it's going slowly. All right, Let's just duplicate that tab and see if that fixes it. All right, well, that's taking its sweet time. I'll start here. Lamp, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some fruit by the foot on your way past the commissary. Let the mistakes begin. No, only exactly what we intended to happen. We do our jobs properly. There's never mistakes. And in the art world, happy accidents are allowed. Next up, Silent Follower, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a hot cocoa on your way past the commissary. Almost slept through like yesterday with a nap. By the way, how is you? Doing good. Had a decent Christmas holiday. Looking forward to the new year and new good things happening. Lamp, thank you for donating again to say, how do you differentiate anomalies that are recursive, infinite, and spatially inconsistent? Well, they all have qualities to them that distinguish them from other recursive, infinite, and spatially inconsistent anomalies. Sometimes just because they could be anything doesn't mean that they aren't something. And that the something they may be, they may have a preferred something to be. So there we go. Star the Comet, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself some potato skins on your way past the commissary. Doc, can you open Dr. Gerald's file when I come up? Oh, that's, you wanted me to open the file there. I see. Well, that's what I get for not checking the donations until after the art, although I have to do that. So, yes, in the email next time. Kyla, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a crepe on your way past the commissary. Hey, Doc, you seen it? The pony. Yes, you did a very handsome Dr. Sherman pony. A Dr. Sherman handsome with victory. Yes, RawrxCaution, you want a victorious pose? Every pose I do is victorious. That's just how it is. Even the ones that look like I'm not succeeding? Oh, I'm succeeding. You just don't know how yet. Yes, even my failures are victories, if you know how to play the game. Oats BK, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Cheerios on your way past the commissary. A Class D punch man is now being chased by 50 flamingos, the SCP-1507s. Well, have to learn how to use that ability for the Foundation and not just yourself. But keep working on that mobile task force training. Scarlett, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a chocolate chip cookie on your way past the commissary. My brother has a question for you. Could the Hard Destroy reptile survive when day breaks? Also, how are you? In canon, in the Mr. Illustrated and Dr. Sumerian crossover When Day Breaks videos, SCP-682, while being able to recover for a short time, is ultimately destroyed by When Day Breaks. There's just too much melting flesh becoming creatures that are eating it, so that, and the sun keeps burning it so it can't regenerate enough. So, canonically speaking, at least to that section of SCP canon, 682 loses to When Day Breaks. Foxtrot, welcome to Mobile Task Force Captainship here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Researcher Last, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself Cajun food, I guess, because it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Researcher Last. Enjoy your Cajun food from the commissary. Intern Super, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a donut on your way past the commissary. And you said, Dr. Cliff sent me with a photo. I don't know Dr. Cliff. Why would they send you with a photo? You look like SCP-096. I don't think I look like SCP-096. If I die, tell him I swapped his coffee with decaf. This is a very confusing message, but no one's going to die here. And, yes, you can tell Dr. Cliff about his coffee yourself, although it seems like something that might not be, beneficial to your health. Intern Christy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Make sure to grab yourself a Wafa Thin Mint on your way past the commissary. I got the Omega card box yesterday, and it's cool. Thanks for doing the collab. Hey, I am glad you got your card box and that you enjoy it. I always enjoy when the sponsorships we work out. You always, as a online creator, you got to be worried about things like that sometimes, because you got like the honey situation, which is blowing up on YouTube, and so it's hard to dot every I and cross every T. So you always are glad when it works out. Foxtrot, thank you for your 2-month member message as a Mobile Task Force member. So I'm glad you renewed it. Grab yourself some marshmallows on your way past the commissary. Hey boss, going on a coffee run. What's your poison? Dear Lord, do I need a triple espresso with oat milk now? Oh, it's a morning, man. It's a morning. Holidays are always the worst with timing and sleeping. Polish Boy Gaming, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself some apple slices on your way past the commissary. Yo, what happened when we hit workers in SCP-3008? If you try to harm the employees in SCP-3008, they will defend themselves. So I would not suggest trying to harm them, because they fight back and they are pretty vicious. Guardian, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a cruller on your way past the commissary. 100 billion degrees Kelvin. How do you stop them? What? 100 billion degrees Kelvin, how do you stop him? What does that mean? Is there some sort of entity called 100 billion degrees Kelvin? Because I've never heard of that. I have no idea what you mean. You're going to need to specify for me. Intern Aster, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Oats BK, thank you for donating again to say, the D-Class is dead now. Well, those flamingo statues are quite vicious. Foxpack Studios, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a tall, cool glass of Melonade on your way past the commissary. And, Sherm on a fern, you say. I would have to be very small to fit on a fern. And I am not very small, so this would be an uncomfortable situation for at least the fern. Ducky Quackin, thank you for your first and second donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Cracker Jacks on your way past the commissary. Hopefully everybody's doing well. There's free tacos and pizza in the commissary for everyone. Oh, well, what a treat. Feel free to grab some pizza and tacos, and thank you to whoever provided those. Intern Super, thank you for donating again to say, Dr. Cliff sent me to show you a picture. You look like SCP-096. Well, again, I don't know what this picture is, and I don't look like SCP-096. If I don't survive, tell him I replace his coffee with decaf. I hope he gets eaten by 6A2. Well, since no one's going to die, it looks like you're digging a deeper and deeper hole in your relationship with Dr. Cliff. You might want to calm that down, especially if Cliff is your boss. Scarlett, thank you for donating twice again to say, I have a massive Stitch plushie and a new phone. I got some Ohana going on. Good work. I'm currently using the new phone, but oh well. Well, yes, I would assume that you would set it up and utilize it. That's good work. I hope the screen fidelity is magnifique. Ducky Quacken, thank you for donating again to say. Also remember to be kind to your small magical house helpers known as gnomes. Yeah, because if you're not kind to them, things get very scary very fast. Beware the gnomes. Foxtrot, thank you for donating again. In the words of the late Bob Ross, there are no accidents, just happy little trees. Trees? Trees? Tree! Why won't it scream? Nice. I'm glad you're on the train with everyone. You're in the right headspace for SCP-4521 testing. You are ready. I look forward to seeing what experiments you perform on that son of a bitch. Wraith Studio, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a milkshake at the commissary, and you did not send a message, so simply thank you for the generosity of your donation. Furthermore, Intern Kudikin, thank you for donating again to say, Merry late Christmas, Doc. I'm pulling more people into the foundation. Did some joke file reading with a friend of mine on lunch break. More employees, yay. The more the merrier. That's what Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters is about. Bringing people into the joy of the arts of the SCP Foundation. The writing, the art, the animations, the films, the games. Everyone can be entertained here. They just need to see the light. Super, thank you for donating again. Sorry, Dr. Cliff, autocorrect. Dr. Cliff sent me to show you a picture. It looks like SCP-096. If I don't survive, tell my replace is Coffee G. Crap. See, now that's different, and I see. So, what I would say is it looks like SCP-096, but as we well know, if you can see 096 clearly on the photo, it is an artistic representation because we're not sharing around photos that actually look like 096 anymore. The only photos, we destroy those photos. We have artistic representations that we share around as a prank, though. So, don't worry, it's just a highly competent Photoshop, probably because you switched his coffee. So, stop doing that and he'll stop pranking you back. Rose Hill, thank you for your first 2 donations to today's stream, as well as being a member. Make sure to grab yourself a mulled apple cider on your way past the commissary. Crashing, meant to ask a question last time, forgot. Woof. Yeah, it seems like the super chat keyboard is super glitchy. I really wish YouTube would fix that. It is terrible at, it seems like they programmed it so badly. It always gets the wrong letters. You can't go back and edit your message efficiently. I don't know why they keep it that bad. Oats BK, thank you for donating again to say, I've been training them for about a day. So far, they can now climb ropes. How do they climb ropes? They don't have arms. They're just lawn flamingos. They have a little spike at the bottom. How are they climbing? Show me footage. I want to see. Ducky Quacken, thank you for donating again to say, I forgot to add along with the free tacos and pizza, there are different types of soda floats and various milkshakes, and I hope that everybody enjoys. Well, very good. Thank you for alerting us. Milkshakes and soda floats in the commissary. Hell yeah. 369 Destroyer, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a Caesar salad on your way past the commissary. How the Foundation contained the server blight? Well, it's in the name, it's in a server. It's in a game world. You have to go into the game to see it. So as long as we keep the servers in a Faraday cage, locked away from the greater internet, then that entity is just locked in there. Easy peasy. I love game entities. They are so much of a problem if you're in the game, but if you're outside, way too easy. Love it. Easiest secured, contained, and protected ever. Wraith Studio, thank you for donating again. To say, I want to say that you're an amazing person, Dr. Sherman. Oh, Thank you very much, Wraith Studio. I'm doing my best out here. That's all at the end of the day we can do, and I'm glad to have provided a benefit to the rest of you out there. Hopefully making your days and your weeks and your months of all of this streaming a little bit better. Because if I make your day better, and then you make the next day better for the person next to you, we're making a better world, people. One bettering at a time. I low-key forgot to send in my fan art. Rose Hill, we'll have to catch you next time then. Fuck ass YouTube, I forgot to ask something, I swear to God. Rose Hill, I'm checking your message history, because I see you wanting to ask something, but you haven't actually asked it in the chat. So Rose Hill, ask it in the chat and I'll try to get to it, since you had a double mess up on the super chat keyboard, which sucks so much ass. Super, thank you for donating again. Dr. Cliff believed cannabis would improve combat performance against SCP-682. It did not. Yeah, no, Dr. Cliff is pranking you, dude. Dr. Cliff is super pranking you. So, no. Don't do anything he says at this point. No, not that. Oates, thank you for donating again to say, here it is, since video 1507 climbing ropes. Well, I'm in the middle of a briefing, but I'll have to look at that later. Jade Davis, thank you for donating again. Or no, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a glass of lemonade on your way past the commissary. Dr. Sherman, SCP-729! That's straight! Oh. Doesn't look that harmful. You're a mad person. We might need to contain you. Idle Damsgaard, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Get yourself a bowl of curry on your way past the commissary. What is the healthcare package at Site 42 like? Well, the Foundation has advanced technologies and anomalies that we can use for medical care outside of the standard American healthcare system. SCP-113 is available for agents who want to transition, for instance, the gender-switching stone. There's a lot of medical benefits that we have that the greater outside world doesn't have. And, of course, we would want that to aid in our battle against the things that go bump in the night. So, of course, we're going to have the best medical care for our people. Wraith Studio, thank you for donating again to say, why I said all of that is because I am an entity. Ah, good. Well, you'll still be contained. I mean, it doesn't matter if you compliment me. You're still going in a box if you're anomalous. Hey, Dr. Sherman, do you have any requests of SCPs for me to draw? You should draw SCP-5175. With your skill set, the main character whose name I forget, the ghost that's attached to the death knife, would make a killer splash page. So SCP-5175, codenamed Death Knight's protagonist, the Ghost Samurai, and his sword. Super, thank you for donating again to say, should I call 05 or HR? He actually tried to fight 682 high as fuck. Should I call someone or do you have any popcorn? Well, if he's trying it himself, then get him out of there because he's obviously gone completely addle-brained. We need to put him in medical and see if we can cure him. When you say HR, I think you mean the Ethics Committee. I mean, Ethics Committee is a little higher rung than that, but sure, it's in the same vein. Thank you. That'll be on its way by next Friday. There's no deadline. Ophelia unavailable. Trust me. All you got to do is make good art. That's all that matters. Take your time. You don't got to rush. Although I have a feeling that you're going to do so anyways. I just like them both a lot, if that wasn't obvious. Be Librarian. It is very obvious how much you enjoy Murphy Law and Fred. It is also not our first rodeo with someone in chat getting a hyperfixation with an anomaly. So you're going to need to go to HR, have a little therapy to calm yourself. That way you don't get thirsty for the anomalies or anything like that. But as long as it's a general fascination and interest in research, that actually benefits us in getting you to study it. Oh boy. All right, last thing I'm going to do. We're at the end of stream, but I'm looking for Rosehill to see if they said anything else about the question they couldn't ask. I'm not seeing their name in the chat. They got to be around here. It looks like they left because they haven't spoken since their last message. Unfortunate. Super, thank you for donating again to say, I tried, he just broke my nose, where's the pepper spray grenades, chainsaw cannon? So, as we go into the outro, let's just, we can't let 682 have him, but, let's call security as I do the outro. Okay. Is this a role-playing chat or something? Just curious. Intern JFam. That is something you could call it, yes. I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director of Site 42 of the SCP Foundation, and this is my Containment Hazard Assessment Team, i.e. chat. And these Foundation staff members are asking me questions about the inner workings of the SCP Foundation, where we all work. Wraith Studio, welcome to Level 1 Researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. And, of course, it is actually the end of today's stream. And at the end of stream, I always tell you guys my favorite SCPs. It's a bit of a tradition around these parts. So, one thing I'll never do is I'll never tell you that the SCPs I personally wrote are my favorite, because that would be cheating. That would be sheer narcissism. But if you want to read the SCPs I personally wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 on the SCP Wiki. It is in the support link, beacons.ai/Site42, which is a support link that leads to all of our different places. My author page is in there. And there on my author page, you can read the SCPs I personally wrote, as well as contributed voice lines or sound effects to. And while you're in there, one tab over from those SCPs are some links. There's a link page on my author page. And those links, they lead to some websites and some services that people are very interested in finding, but they just never seem to find their way there. It's so sad for them. They don't have the wherewithal to find it, but that's not you guys. You guys know how to find those links. I see that you are smarter, braver, more bold than your average chatter. And of course, while you're at those links, you can become a Patreon patron and YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You could do YouTube Super Chats or Ko-Fis if you want to donate to us one at a time. And either way, we appreciate your generosity. Direct donations are the quickest way to support Site 42 and help us keep the lights on, so thank you for that. And if you are part of the Broke Gang, which, trust me, we're an arts community and starving artists are a well-known phenomena, you are still a valued member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codenamed the Signal Boosters, as long as you watch the streams and watch our videos, like, comment, subscribe, all that good YouTube business, as well as doing the same for the SCP projects we support, whether it be SCP animators, game devs, filmmakers, the SCP Wiki itself with its authors and artists. When you support the SCP community and it continues to grow with either finances or engagement, we get more hype, we get bigger projects, which leads to more hype. It's a snowball effect. So the more we do this, the more it works out, and I thank you for your service. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on that last one. It is a pretty rough read. Speed round. 3999304308, that's J-Spooky-J503157553208, and any content one of the last ones were freed. Site 42 staff, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman. This has been another anomalous broadcast from Site 42, specifically a Fan Art Friday. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you all in the next video or stream. Super, thank you for your last-minute donation. Saying, I've already tried to call security, say the doc for Clef is more scary than 682. Well, we can't have them burning down the site, so please do release the gas that puts them to sleep. Okay, where was I? How much of my mother has my mother left in me? How much of my love will be insane to some degree? And what about this feeling that I'm never good enough? Will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood? How much of my father am I destined to become? Will I dim the lights inside me just to satisfy someone? Will I let this woman kill me or do away with jealous love? Will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood? I can feel the love I want, I can feel the love I need, but it's never gonna come the way I am. Could I change it if I wanted? Could I rise above the flood? Or will it wash out in the water, or is it always in the blood? The credit song is In the Blood by John Mayer. Super, thank you one more time for a last-minute donation to say, long live the Chaos Insurgency. I disagree entirely, but thank you for your generosity regardless. Happy Fan Art Friday, everyone. Happy holidays. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect.